Africa's economy is growing. The International Monetary Fund projected that by the end of 2023, 6 of the 10 fastest growing economies will be those of African countries. This continent of 54 countries also has a growing population, and the majority of its 1.2 billion citizens are young. Africa represents a large growing market for investment, including from the European Union and its member states. However, economic growth and financial investments in Africa have not always created the jobs Africa needs. To help remedy the situation, the EU and the German Federal Ministry of Economic Cooperation and Development have jointly funded the Vocational Education and Training, or VET Toolbox 2 project. The project is implemented by Enable, the Belgian Development Agency, the Luxembourg Agency for Development Cooperation, the British Council, Expertise France, and the GIZ. The VET Toolbox 2 project was set up to ensure that African people benefit from EU investments. Through it, GIZ and other European development agencies are working in 11 African countries to skill the local workforce with the goal of supporting them to gain decent employment. GIZ has responsibility for implementing VET Toolbox 2 projects in different sectors in 5 of the 11 countries: Nigeria, Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, and Mozambique. For 2 years, GIZ's VET Toolbox 2 teams have worked intensively on enhancing the delivery of VET. This has created hundreds of opportunities for young graduates to find employment or to create their own jobs. The project focused on 3 intervention areas: promoting dialogue on employment-oriented skills development with vocational training institutions, companies, institutions, and associations; providing capacity building and training for demand-driven VET skills development; and disseminating lessons learned and targeted information to stimulate policy dialogue. Through the VET Toolbox 2 project, GIZ brought partners together to enable hundreds of trainees to access on-the-job skills training in internships, work placements, or apprenticeships. Importantly, many trainees have entered the job market with the kind of technical skills that are in demand. Our VET Toolbox 2 project aimed to stimulate VET reform in each of the countries. Through it, GIZ learned several lessons. So, what did we learn? The most important lesson GIZ learned was that governments need to feel and take ownership of each of the project goals. It is the key for their success. A modular, interactive, learner-centric approach to training is well suited to VET training because trainees start out with varied levels of knowledge and skills, and technology develops quickly. This is a lesson that was well demonstrated through our Skills for Riders project, which is aimed at improving motorcycle dispatch riders' driving and business skills. Dispatch riders do not generally have time for long training sessions, and it is unfair to make them forfeit paid work for training. GIZ, working with its Nigerian partners, developed a digital learning platform for rider training. This platform offers 10 to 15-minute training nuggets, gamification style, with Nigerian voiceovers to facilitate comprehension. It was developed with dispatch riders' needs in mind and encourages them to learn at their convenience, such as when they are at home or between deliveries. Public-private dialogue platforms that include government officials are an effective way to bring together leaders from all sectors to discuss the opportunities and challenges in a particular industry. Skills training is better when it combines theory and practice. This is a lesson we learned in every country. During practical, college-based lessons, smaller classes promote teaching and learning. Skills development measures should ideally be integrated into a country's national qualification framework. Training courses are more impactful when they are formally accredited. A key highlight of the VET Toolbox 2 project in Kenya was that the National Training Authority approved the e-waste management curriculum that was developed. This was rather unusual given the limited time frame for implementation. Usually, curriculum development and assessment can take a year or more to be approved. This achievement is a true testament to the power of collaboration with various stakeholders. VET colleges need capacity building so they can better negotiate partnerships with business and deliver training that is better aligned to industry needs and in more workplace-based training. In Tanzania, where GIZ trained young people in the installation and maintenance of solar photovoltaic technology, we worked closely and from the outset with the Tanzania Renewable Energy Association, TERIA. This meant training was endorsed by TERIA from the start. In Mozambique and several other countries involved in the VET Toolbox 2 project, the GIZ team added employability training in skills such as digital technology and business ethics to the industry-based training. It helps college graduates gain employment. GIZ is committed to working closely with its African partners to ensure that African countries' economic growth leaves no one behind. Each of these lessons will be used when we plan future projects.